How how is life? How's everything going, man?
Everything's calm, bro. Like I'm just trying to put in work in it. I've just been doing a lot of art and a lot of practice because I do art, singing, spitting, and I do what is it called? I play drums as well. You know that, right?
Bro, that's crazy, man. You do a
And
lot. This is what it's been like since day one. I can remember day one when you came to New Excellence Academy. I can't remember what year was it, like year eight, year nine, eight. It was
I think he was
year eight. You came in, done your thing. You got in front of everyone in our tutor class and you sang all of, I think it was John Legend, All of Me, and then from that point on, I just thought, bruv, this guy's doing everything, art, singing. Now you're
yeah,
playing the drums, like that's crazy, man.
yeah. I remember that, man. I remember that. It's because obviously, do you know what I want to do with it? Yeah, I'm not trying to do it now, but at some point, I want to build up my socials to be for that kind of thing in it because that's what I like doing. So anything to do with music and art
Yeah,
is everything that I like doing. Yeah.
that's cold, man. That's cold. So explain a bit about what got you into all of this, because I know you you're into a lot of things. How did you get into like singing and art and etc.? Because actually, it's not even
Uh,
a thing where you're the only ones in the family that do it. I know, obviously, shout out Massey. If any of you guys don't know who Massey is, she's
yeah.
the girl who modeled for the Stable Teas. But most of your family are like creatives. How did you get into all of this, big man?
It started off with my dad in it. My dad sings. So does my stepmom. So when I came into this country, yeah,
Yeah,
all of my siblings could already sing, including the little. So what happened? It was only just going to be natural for me to start singing.
yeah,
If you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I think for the first maybe 5 years, I never took it seriously. I could just about hold a note in it. It's only about maybe 3 years ago, even the time that we were in New York, I didn't really focus too much on it. But obviously, recently, maybe within the last year or something like that, I've
Yeah.
just been practicing a lot. If you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying. So, and then when it came to maybe about 3 months ago, that's when I've been doing the proper coaching in it. So like, I watch videos on YouTube and
Hmm.
learn what they're doing.
Hmm.
If you know what I'm saying. So, and also another good thing to do is to ask people. Luckily for me, I've got my siblings that can sing, but also I know this guy called oh, what's his name? His name is Blessing, yeah,
Yeah.
and he helped me. Well, he helped me with let's say for example my piano, yeah.
Hmm.
He's the guy that, well, how can I put it this way? This guy is the one that, well, it started off with my brother first, innit? Because my brother is the one that really, he's the one that I've been watching since I came here, if you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So my brother can do pretty much everything I can do besides art, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So he started off with my brother. My brother is the one I learned everything from. So from singing to playing drums to playing keyboard, it's my brother. And Massey.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Massey, like, really good at singing in it, yeah.
Amazing, bro.
I've,
Bro, you don't even need to tell me she's really good. Bro, every single assembly, man, she's there just doing the madness.
yeah. Out of all people in the family, Massey's got the best voice in the whole family, you know what I'm saying?
Does she ever
So,
want to do something with that voice, or is she not? Is it just like a casual thing?
nah, it's a casual thing. She's not really trying to focus on it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like, she sings and she's really good at it, but she's not gonna post or anything like that.
Mm.
So this is what I can say. So started off with my brother. Then obviously a few months ago, when I wasn't living with my brother, I had to learn from this other guy called Blessing, and he's really good. If you search him up, I forgot his Instagram name, but it's something like BK, something like that. And he's the one that taught me how to play certain things. If you know what I mean? Like for
Okay.
example, with the keyboard, you have to learn stuff like the pentatonic scale, the blues scale, but you have to learn that with singing as well. You know what I'm saying? With singing, you have to learn stuff like the pentatonic scale, the blues scale. Those stuff I learned from him in it, and my brother too. It's just when my brother told me, when I was so young, I never took him seriously. You know what I'm saying? And in terms of stuff like spitting bars and stuff like that, it's because I lived in Romford, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think pretty much all of my friends spit bars. You know what I'm saying? All of my friends spit bars, but the difference between what I was trying to do and what they're doing is obviously everyone knows likes drill music. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do. I wouldn't do the drill thing. I would more spit about stuff that's real to me. You know what I mean? So, for example, like, let's say when I get to a point where I'm really good, I'll be say in situations like this, where the whole Black Lives Matter thing is really highlighted on every platform. I think in times like this, that's when I would like to post something. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I think when it comes to stuff like that, the reason why I focus on it so much is because of the stuff that's happened. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you live, let's say, in a place like Romford, and then coming back to Whittam, the difference is mad, isn't it? Like,
big.
When I was living in Romford, you're surrounded by a lot of people who are, let's say, for example, in gangs. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of man, and I won't even say that my pretty much all of them are involved. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I won't say that I've never been involved. I've been involved too, but at some point you got to see the bigger picture. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That none of this stuff will get you anywhere, and I had to learn that from because my brother played a big part in this as well. He was involved too, so when he came to me and said, "Look, you can get involved in all of this, but that's only going to get you killed." Do you know what I'm saying? So you might as well share the experience with other people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it comes to, let's say, for example, my art and stuff like that, sometimes, obviously, I'd say more recently, I've been trying to display the kind of stuff that I've learned. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And also how I live my life. The kind of stuff that I like. Like, for example, you saw my last drawing.
Yep.
My last drawing was of Santan Dave. Yeah.
In your Akatsuki jacket.
Yeah. That for me
that
was probably my best drawing in it, in my opinion, because obviously I like Naruto. Do you get what I'm saying?
Amazing, yeah.
Like, that is my favorite anime, but also Dave is one of my favorite artists. And he's got a song. He's got a song called Six Paths.
Yeah, Six Paths.
Yes.
He also, I don't know, you probably heard it. Want to know with him and Drake on it. The cover is heavily inspired by Naruto. You've got the Naruto font, and then you've got obviously Dave in the blue and orange tracksuit.
Yeah. That's where that was inspired from. You know what I'm saying? Especially because the reason why I like Dave in it is because he's almost everything about what he's rapping I've experienced. You know what I'm saying? So, this goes much deeper than just, let's say, for example, violence or anything to do with that life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm talking about stuff like depression. I've had that before. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like that artist. You know what I mean? So I think in the future, what I'm trying to build is I'm trying to go towards the direction where I'm going to be sort of vented to everyone through the art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think the only way, if you really want to make, let's say, for example, on socials or even just in this world, you have to have a reason to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Like, for example, I'm pretty sure you have a specific reason why you want to do all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be family related. You know what I mean? That could be just you personally as an individual. You know what I'm saying? But point is, for me, you have to do something for a certain reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously for most people is that they don't see certain sides that come out. If you know what I'm saying. So, for example, for me, when you see me posting, let's say, for example, I think I've only posted this once. You know, when I was playing piano.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The reason why I like piano is because for me, when I'm playing that kind of stuff, that's therapeutic. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, so that's another reason why I do it. But yeah, man. Any more questions?
Yeah, man, 100%. I've got too many questions for you, bro. I've got a lot. So with that being said, man, with that being said, then how obviously you've lived many numerous lifestyles, you've sort of gone through a lot. What where is this all taking you? Like, obviously you said you want to build up your socials. Like, is this what you want to do full time, like just being a creative? And is there like an avenue you want to go down? Do you want to be like an artist, or do you want to be like a singer, or what are sort of your goals for the future?
To be honest with you, right now I don't really have a certain direction of where I'm going in it. It's
Yeah.
just the idea right now is just to put out the stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think to me, it just depends on where it's gonna go. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm not really rushing to be a certain person. What
Yeah.
I'm doing right now, like literally, I'm just doing what I like doing.
Mm.
So the stuff that I do every day is literally the stuff that I'll be posting. Like, it's not even for me. It's not even a case where I'm trying to work hard to do something. Yeah, I'm working hard because I like the stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm just
Exactly. Yeah.
showing.
That's big, man.
If you know what I'm saying, it's just to me. I use it as a form of expression
Mm.
because I'm not really the loud type of guy. You know what I mean? Like on socials and that. I keep my stuff low key. So all of that stuff you see me posting is just me. I would say, let's say, expressing how I feel. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. I'm sort of, the same as you, what, you know, as of right now, obviously, I post a lot on Seventh Tier because that's obviously my business and it's, showcasing you guys like creatives and that. But in terms of my own personal life, I don't really post a lot on my own personal social media. And, I get what you mean, man. I get what you mean. So with that
Yeah.
being said, like, yeah, what are you saying, man?
No, I would agree with you.
Yeah, yeah, man. So like, yeah, what I want to ask you, like, with obviously I know you're from Zimbabwe, yeah.
Yeah.
What like what is it like, obviously being someone who because obviously we're both Africans. I'm Nigerian. You're from Zimbabwe. The culture really is changed a lot, but it still is really. You have to be a lawyer. You have to be a doctor. How does that feel for you? Have your parents and family members said, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, or are they very supportive in what you do? Because I know for like a lot of black creatives, yeah, it's kind of difficult to fully express yourself because the culture is, you're not going to make a lot of money from that. How do you feel about that?
Well, of course I've had that. You know what I'm saying? I'm black, bro. It's definitely gonna happen, and I'm someone's got well, a lot of them have got their own opinions. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need people like that in it, or people that listen to what they're being told, and you need to think for yourself.
Mm.
If you're gonna be a doctor or nurse, are you gonna like? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would say I learned this from when I was in, I think when I was in secondary school, in it, and then I think my mum must have picked one of my lessons for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, I think she picked almost all of them. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to the school, I just didn't work hard in the lesson. You know what I'm saying? I'm stubborn in it. I'm a stubborn guy. You know what I mean? So those lessons, I just didn't work hard.
Mm.
It's all just my face just going down straight away. Then I changed schools again. I think I changed schools because of something going on like that. But I changed schools and I picked my own lessons. Yeah, my mum tried to change them, but I wasn't trying to let. I think that's when we started to fall out. Which we've always had a weird relationship anyway, but that's when we really started to fall out. When I went to the second school, I picked everything I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And then that kind of showed me with the work with them put in. That kind of showed me that if you want to make it, you have to do that. You know what I mean? You can't listen to. Well, I think there needs to be a certain amount of respect between your parents and you, or not even just your parents, like your aunties or your granddad. If you know what I'm saying, there needs to be a certain respect. And if you're black, the only way you can is by like I don't want to say misbehaving, but do you know what I mean? Like, for example, when I picked my own stuff, she couldn't say anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got stuff like, let's say, for example, getting a tattoo. For my first tattoo, I made sure that I got a really big tattoo, if you know what I mean? Because I was trying to make a statement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to get the tattoos time ago, and I planned why I got them so early, because I was trying to make a statement that, look, I'm my own person, innit? If you don't like what I'm doing, then leave me. You know what I mean? Which, I'm not saying that's what everyone should do, and I don't want to be a bad thing, but that's how I deal with stuff like that, innit? Like, I don't, like, sometimes with me, even with parents, I'm not trying to like duck and dive, as in be soft about everything I'm doing. Like, I'll be scared to ask, can I get a tattoo? Bro, if you want a tattoo, do it. If you want to do something, then just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I think that's big, man, especially like in the African culture and like the black culture, you know. Sometimes you just have to, you know, though we obviously love our parents, you just have to go with it. Like I'm assuming some of these rappers like Jamie, Skepta, Dave, there's probably been times where their parents have been like, yo, stop rapping, like do your school books or like, you know, do something else. And, you know, if they did listen to them, if they stopped, they wouldn't be where they are. And, you know, now that you know
Yeah.
they've kept on going, like, you know, they're successful. And I agree with you, man. I agree with you, you know, with you know, sort of just being your own person. And, you know, has that been hard for you? Like, have you struggled like finding yourself, or has that been something that you're very good at, you're confident in your skin sort of thing, or have you struggled with that sometimes?
Bro, I'm confident in my skin, bro. Like, I've never had any problems. Wherever, whichever place I'm at, I've never had a problem. You know what I mean? Like, even when it comes to stuff like racism, anything. I think for me now, I've got a different character to how I had before. Where I've always been social, whenever I hear something, let's say like racism, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me, I don't take that stuff lightly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's say when I was in secondary school, if I hear anything racist, best know someone is bleeding. You know what I mean? No, I'm not saying that's how I think now, but it's just for the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm just trying to emphasize the point that for me, I've never been scared to be black. You know what I'm saying? With whatever school I'm at, even when we went to New Rickstones.
Yeah, that was hard, man.
I think
that was hard.
Nah, the reason why I didn't struggle in it is when I first came to school, yeah, I think the difference that might have been for me and you is because you've always been here. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So Whittam is all you knew. For me, I lived in Romford, which when you come back to Whittam, they would call that the hood because there's loads of black people.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know I can relate as well, because I'm not. You got to remember, I'm from originally. I'm from London, Camden. So I lived there for a while, and there's a big difference, you know. But anyway, yeah, go on, man. You're talking about, you know, the difference in Romford. Go on, man. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so it's one of them ones where when I came here, I never had any issues thinking, like, well, feeling inferior. I don't feel that. You know what I mean? If anything, in any school I've been, I've always been superior. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like, not that to say I'm better than everyone else, but I know for a fact that wherever I am, I'm always going to be the alpha. You know what I mean? And that's a mindset. That's a mindset you kind of need if you want to make if you wanna get to anywhere. Even like for example, talking about with my parents, what I've learned is that what you learn from African parents is that everything works. Like everything like implicitly works with, let's say for example, being alpha or being beta. That's how African minds work. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So stuff like getting a tattoo is me showing people, look, I'm the alpha of myself.
mm.
You can't tell me to do what I don't want to do. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's big, man. I think that's big. Like, especially here, man, because of the minority. We're always gonna be the minority. Like, we're always gonna be the minority. But where we are now, like Witham and Chelmsford, like I think it's hard, but we've got to show that we're comfortable in our own skin, because as soon as like we're seen as weak, that's when they take advantage, and we have to sort of stand up. And with that being said, I want to talk about what's going on with the whole black community in America and with the UK, man. How do you feel about what's
Yeah.
going on with George Floyd and Black Lives Matter and everything at the moment? How are you feeling about it all?
Rough. I wasn't expecting that one still. But I would say, to be honest with you, yeah, normally when stuff like this happens, yeah, like it's not exactly that I've become numb to the situation. That sometimes I can understand. Not I can understand. Sometimes when I see stuff like that, and yeah, it's become so normal. You know what I mean? So I still support it because I want to support my people. But to me, it's become so normal. But I think the situation, the way it hit me differently, is because you know what? Normally, when let's say a black person gets shot or something like that, sometimes I might look at it as maybe the officer was intimidated that he was going to pull out a gun. If you know what I mean, that can
Yeah,
be a real scenario.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? In
of
America,
course.
that can be a real black people carry guns. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But the problem this time is that that George guy was on the floor. Yeah, there was three police officers holding him. You know what I mean? If there's three feds holding you, you're not going to be able to move because these lot have learned techniques that almost no one else has.
yep,
You know what I'm saying?
yep.
Yeah, if they're holding you and telling you get in the car, whilst they're stamping on you, how are you gonna move? You know what I mean? And what makes it worse for me is that he had his leg on his neck. That's not really a technique to restrain someone.
That's
I
that's
don't
killing
think.
somebody.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't think that in their trainee days they're told to put your knee on someone's neck. You know what I mean? Because
Definitely not.
that's stopping someone breathing. If you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, what he did that was really wrong for me is because he had his knee there for 9 minutes. You know what I mean? Even after the guy was unresponsive, he had his knee there for at least another 5 minutes, which means this guy didn't accidentally do it. This guy had full intent to kill the guy. And to
yep,
me, that's just pure evil, man. You know what I mean?
yep.
It can't even be excused for any other reason. Like you can't even say beef. You know what I mean? Because beef, I can understand. They're they're pretty much like, well, with beef, they've got reason to beef. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
let's say for example, someone stabs someone's friend, but this is not the case here. Nothing had happened. Like he actually just picked him out for no reason, killed him in broad daylight, which means this guy did not even care. You know what
yep,
I mean?
yep.
And what makes it worse is that for him to think that he can do that in broad daylight, it just makes me wonder what they're being taught. Because for you to think you have that much power and think that you might get away with it, be so calm that whole time, what are they teaching you?
Yep,
You know what I mean?
yep.
They're not really, to me, it just seems like they're not really enforcing the fact that people are meant to be equal. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
That's not the kind of vibe that I get from, like, before, they might have made excuses like, oh yeah, I was scared. I mean, I thought he was going to pull out a gun. I've seen stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I don't know if you've watched this. I was watching this show called 100 Humans, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was basically an experiment where these lot have got like a fake gun, yeah? And then they have to shoot there's two people that come out of there's two people hiding and they jump out of where they are, yeah. But these two people, there's a black and white person on each side, yeah. So each time that they both jumped, most people tried to shoot the black guy. You know what I mean? But you could see that these people were shooting out of fear. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see that they're shooting out of fear, but this is not the case. You can't. He can't even say that he's scared of the guy because if you're restraining him, what are you scared of?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So this situation, I think that was just pure evil, and I don't think there's any way to even explain or try and justify what he did. You know what I mean? So with this situation, I think it's really made me angry, man. I can't lie.
Yeah, man. Like this has happened a lot, and I agree with you, man. Like I think it's wicked, and I think it's evil, man. Like real talk. Like I don't know. I don't even like talking about it really, but I wanted to ask you because it's such a big topic at the moment. Obviously, because we're both black men, you know, this will definitely hit home for us. But you know, this is a thing where this has happened over and over again, and like I think to myself, obviously, you're probably seeing it on your Instagram. So many people are posting about, it, which is good. You know, they're spreading awareness. But I also think there's still something going on right now that's very similar to what we saw, and no one knows because it's not on camera. Do you get what I'm saying? And you know, it's sad, but
Yeah,
when you said you sort of become numb to it, I can relate to you because this has happened so many times, and we shouldn't have to be numb to it. This shouldn't happen, period. But it's because this has happened for
yeah,
years, years. You know, like you know, this is a thing where, yeah, it's just happened a lot, and it may continue, and it's sad, man. It's very sad.
yeah. But at the same time, innit, I think to be honest with you, yeah. Although that whole situation, and I can say that I don't think racism will last forever because I read something on, I think it was on Instagram, where Will Smith said something like racism is not getting worse; it's being filmed. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I believe that is true. I can reassure you that, let's say, for example, our parents, the older generation, they experience much more racism than we did. Do you
oh
get
yeah,
what I mean?
100%, definitely.
Right. But for anyone who's got common sense or who's smart, doesn't that show you that there's at least improvement? Do you know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
definitely progress. You know what I mean? For especially coming back to those 400 years, there's definitely progress
hundred
as we
percent,
keep
man.
going to. And then you go to the Martin Luther King times, there's definitely progress. And then to this older generation that just left. You know what I mean? They experienced much more racism than we did. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I can say with this whole situation, the only problem I've got with it is that everyone's protesting, yeah, and I'm in full support of that. But I do see that sometimes, like, people are trashing businesses that they shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which sometimes doesn't. Well, it gives room for those people that are talking about, oh yeah, you shouldn't um, bring violence or whatever. You know what I mean? Some of the businesses are black businesses. You know what I mean? So my
exactly.
head just
Yeah,
thinks,
yeah,
how you like you're trying to put across a message, but if you're destroying your own people's businesses,
yeah.
what are you getting from that?
You're right. You're
Yeah,
right, man. You're right. Like, yeah. People, I think people are just angry, man. Like, people, it's obviously bad what they're doing, but people are just fed up, man. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And I think it's good because I actually saw, linking back to Dave, I saw he posted on his IG that he was at a protest, I think,
yeah,
I believe.
yeah. He
And,
was, he was.
you know, like, it's good to see a lot of influential people because Dave is, even with his song Black, like, you know, he got a lot of back backlash for that, and that song's amazing, you know. But with Dave as well, how how has he inspired you? Like, what when was the first time you came across him, and what did you actually think about him?
Uh, you know, have you heard the song "My 19th Birthday"?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's when I first came across him. But I think when I really started liking him, I think to be honest, he's always been my favorite artist. When it really changed for me is when he released Psychodrama.
Yeah,
For me, Psychodrama wasn't just it wasn't just like his wordplay or whatever, because people like songs like uh basically every song that's on there. But
yeah,
it's just more some of the things that I've experienced. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's say for example, people are talking about your brother's been to prison. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? They're talking about manic depression, uh, not being with your parents for time. I've had all of that. Uh, what else did he talk about? Even J Hus, they talk about, let's say, for example, violence, near death experiences. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
when they're talking about that stuff, yeah, you don't really see any other rapper do that.
yeah,
Most rappers actually promote that kind of stuff.
mm,
Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
They
get you.
promote
I
that.
get what you mean.
They promote that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But he's not exactly not promoting it, but he's expressing how he feels. In fact, he isn't promoting it. Sometimes he isn't promoting it, but he's also explaining that it's kind of hard to get out of stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Definitely, man.
Because like there's one line where he says his his reference is basically saying that look, no one really wants to be doing violence like that. But if you get pressured, yeah, no one wants to look like a pussy or something like that. Do you get what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
And that's how most people view it, if you know what I mean. Because you can't tell me every single person that's involved in all of that violence wants to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
But
man. You're
some
right.
people, some people, especially around areas like this, they don't realize some people actually have no choice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Once, let's say for example, once you get beef with, for example, another area, that beef may never end. You know what I mean? You can't just decide that you want to stop beefing and then think that's going to be the end of it.
yeah, it's
Because
complicated.
let's say for example, like if you're with a certain group, yeah,
Hmm.
what's gonna happen? You're gonna beef another area, right?
Yeah,
But even if you didn't do something, if your friend did something, yeah, wherever those ops are, they're gonna come after all of you. You know what I mean? So now you're
mm,
all involved.
mm,
So you can't. So with stuff like that, you just can't say, "Oh, I'm not involved." So I think that's where I like Dave because he explains stuff like that. He explains stuff about just his personal emotions. You know what I mean? Emotions that are running through almost every black guy's head.
100%. Definitely, man.
Yeah, because like for example, most of this drill music, yeah, I won't say that I don't listen to it. Some of it I like it, but let's say for example, like these men will be rapping like last time someone pulled a gun on their head, they didn't care. If you know what I mean? That's not the case for anyone. If someone pulls up a gun on your head, yeah, you're gonna be scared of dying because you can't block the bullet with your hand.
Mm, yeah,
You know what I mean? But he explains stuff like that. Like, look, there's loads of emotions that run through the adrenaline you know, of a near death experience. And adrenaline runs on fear. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
So he explains stuff like that, and then that's exactly what I like him, man. He explains his personal feelings and other people's.
yeah, man. Dave is definitely a treasure, really, in the UK rap scene. You know, he's just like you can tell he just puts in, and you probably noticed what he just puts. It seems like he puts his all into anything he does. Like Psychodrama, I'd imagine he put so much work into that, man. Every single song, because you said it yourself. Every single song on that certified. It sounds amazing. Like
Yeah,
there,
man.
you know.
Every single song sounds amazing, man. It's hard, isn't it? But and he also explains views that people don't see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Every single person that's not involved. All right, cool. Any single person that's not involved in, let's say, stuff like Well, every single person that's not involved. Do you get what I mean by that? Yo,
Yo, can you hear me?
do you get what I mean by involved?
Yeah.
Yeah, every single person that's not involved. Yeah, in their heads they think that most of everyone that does all that gang shit or everyone who carries around chains think that these lot are walking confident every single time. Do you get what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
That's sometimes that's not even the case at all. You know what I mean? Most people do that kind of stuff because they're insecure, like or carrying loads of chains when you don't even have money to supply for your march. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's to me, that just shows me insecurity. You know what I mean? Someone who's not insecure wouldn't think, let me go and buy a chain and then my mom's suffering. Do you get what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, you're right.
So he says stuff like, oh, see this guy with loads of chains. Yeah, you view that as an alpha kind of thing, but he's viewing it differently, and that's how I look at it differently, viewing that insecurity and fear.
I know what you mean, man. That's big, especially like nowadays. It's everyone really wants to fit in it. Like, most people just want to fit in that scene. If everyone's doing something and you are insecure, and you do want to be like the alpha, you're gonna copy, and you're not even gonna copy. You're gonna go to higher levels to prove a point that you do have money, even though your margin's suffering, even though like your your mattress has got tea stains on it. Like it's mad. It's mad out here, man.
Yeah, no one sees the behind the scenes, bro. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Most of these youths that you see beefing have got PTSD, bro. You know what I mean? I've been there before. You get PTSD because you think someone's coming every single time.
yeah, it's crazy.
So I like that. He's showing you different sides, or he's giving you the drop on different sides of how the actual person feels. Because in everyone else's heads, yeah, especially for example, like police or white people, like these lot view all of that. They just view it bad. Like they just view it as it's either they view it as bad, they view it as cool. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like it's not all of that is cool. Do you get what I mean?
yeah, I know what you
Not
mean, man.
all of that is cool. Some people have to do this shit because that's the only way they're gonna survive. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Some people have to sell drugs because that's the only way they're gonna survive. How are you gonna supply with your mom? You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And people don't realize that. So for me, that's the kind of stuff I wanna do in it. Express that kind of image.
Yeah, it's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here. So with that being said, then when obviously you said you want to work on your socials and stuff, what sort of message do you want to get across? Like what do you think will be your message to like maybe people like you or youngers or anyone who if when you do well look up to you? What would be your message?
Uh, I think the message is just that it's not all fun and games.
Yeah,
It's not all fun and everyone likes it. They want to hear it. They want to hear it's all fun and games. They want to hear they're really good at this or they're really sick at this. But that stuff doesn't come with that stuff isn't all good. Do you get what I'm saying?
mm,
Like for example, when I'm posting something that I know I'm good at, yeah, you get people coming to you like, "Raw, how'd you do this? I want to do this. I want to do that. I think that's really cool, man. How do you do this?" Some people, yeah, will pop up to you asking you how you do it. Don't actually realize that you have to put in the work. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah, man. Tell me about it.
This this stuff doesn't happen overnight. Some people have just got natural talent. I think I've got natural talent. It doesn't really take me long to learn something. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm not working. If
Yeah,
you've got talent and you don't work hard, you're not getting anywhere.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's not just for that, but also like, especially like being black or uh, yeah, being back, being involved or gang violence. That's what I'm gonna. sort of emphasize, because I want to emphasize the behind the scenes of every thing that everyone likes. Like everyone likes that black culture, like being in gangs, being a roadman. You know what I mean? But behind the scenes, it's not all good. It's not all as good as you want it to be. People need to question why, you know, being in a gang looks cool to most people. Like, let's say, for example, around here, especially, when I'm in Romford, no one really views stuff like that being cool, if you know what I mean. To us, sometimes being in a gang is just what you have to do. You know what I mean? What you have to do to survive. Do you get what I'm saying? But here,
Yeah.
let's say, for example, in Whittam, you see youths really trying to be hard. You know what I'm saying? Like they're walking around in, let's say, Whittam town, just smoking a zoo or something, smoking a zoo, but eyeing you up. Which no one never does that to me specifically, but I'm saying like in general, with other youths just walking around staring people down. I'm thinking, right, man, like, you're doing this out of choice. If your mum is all good, is all Gucci at home, yeah. You lot got peas, yeah. You're all living a good life. Well, why are you doing it? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you need to realize that like people need to see something like this, yeah. Like it's all cool to be in a gang, but you need to question why everyone you see in a gang or everyone you doing music in a gang, you notice how they all sing about they want to be out of the game.
Mm.
You need to question why. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't know why. No one knows about that PTSD or thinking someone's gonna kill you every time you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one knows the PTSD of being pressured. You know what I mean? Where you're coming down, let's say for example, with like your friends. These are you may have like, let's say for example, I've got like two. I've got more than two sets of friends, but I've chilled quite a few groups. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say for example, I'll give you an example. One day I was chilling at we was just basically chilling at some place. Yeah. Oh, that bear man just pulled up in cars. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Pulled up in cars, yeah, and then these lot are talking about, oh, what, like they are pressuring you basically, like where you from, this and that, Are you from here? Do you know this or that? Do you know this? You know what I mean? When you're in a situation like that, yeah, you know these lot are fully carrying something, which means you know you, you know what I mean? You're 5 seconds away from dying. If this guy decides to kill you now, that's it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people need to see that picture.
Mm.
People need to see stuff like that. That's real PTSD, bro. You know what I mean? Where you go to a place, let's say a local place, yeah. Someone calls your name, you turn around quickly because you think, oh shit, someone's coming for me.
Mm.
People don't see that. They only hear the good stuff. They only hear the good stuff, like for example, getting money whilst you're selling drugs, getting girls whilst you're selling drugs. You know what I mean? That's what people see. So my idea would be to present all of the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
sort of show the whole picture.
yeah.
I think that's big, man. I think there's a lot of people who maybe quite a lot of people I've noticed, and you probably noticed that, talk about leaving that life behind, and like you said in the rap, wanting to live a better life. But there's not actually a lot of people that actually show, look, this is what it's like when man pull up and you think you're gonna die. And I think that'll be good because it will put people off, and you know it will save lives essentially. And I think I think that would be good for communities to see, man. I think that's a good ambition. Is that something that you want to reflect in your art then? Like you're gonna make music
Yeah.
about that? You're gonna Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yes. So like for example, I might draw a picture where yeah, you see you see members and then you see behind me where my thoughts yeah are showing you that when you're in a situation like that there's a lot of you know what I'm saying, that there's a little bit of fear of that you might, but there's also a little bit of bloodlust. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
some people there's a little bit of bloodlust, which is not good. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you pick your bloodlust over everything else, yeah, when you go jail, yeah, you're leaving behind everything just because of that one mistake you made. because of that one feeling you felt at that certain time. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So you get loads of emotions, man. Like loads of emotions, like fear, sadness of leaving everything behind. You know what I mean? Rage. There's also, especially around boys, there's too much pride in it. You know
Ego,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, man.
Like you don't want to get pressured and look weak. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get pressured and look weak in it. So, I think the idea would be to present that. But it's not even to put people off, but it's to make them more understand what they're trying to get into. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you need to know that at least if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna do this, there's a possibility of you getting arrested. If you're gonna do this, there's a possibility of you spending life.
It's true, yeah. You're right. It can happen. It can happen, man. I think it's a big thing. That's a big thing. So I want to ask you one more question before we end this, man, because I ask people this question all the time, especially like young creatives and stuff, because we still have a lot of
Yeah,
life in us. Where do you see yourself in like 5 to 10 years? Like, what will you be doing then, you think?
5, 10 years. Ooh, yeah. Uh,
Big question, I know.
that's that's a big question, man. That is a question.
Where would you like to see yourself? Like, yeah, where would you like to see yourself?
Well, I think for me, is obviously like it goes more just me presenting an idea. It's also to do with my family. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my biggest idea is to provide for my family. So like if let's say for example I make it, the bigger picture for me would not just to be someone who's known for multiple things or someone who's made it for their family.
Hmm.
I don't tell if you ask me, yeah, if I could just say put my art, yeah, and then never show my face, I'll be calm with that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be famous or anything like that. If I could sing and not show my face, you know what I mean? I don't really care about the whole fame thing.
Yeah.
But I've clocked if you want to get somewhere, sort of navigate your way in those kind of methods,
Mm.
if that makes sense. So I think it's the only way I can describe it. I want to be rich. That's it.
Yeah. That's fair enough, man. Like, the honesty is good. Like, and the fact that you want to actually help your family out, that's amazing. That's amazing, man. Like, real talk,
Yeah,
that's
man.
amazing. Keep on doing what you're doing, my guy. Obviously, I always say all the time, you've got any art that you want to post, you want people to see, more than happy to post it on the tier. Where can people find you, man? Like your social medias. Where can people find you if they want to see your art and that?
My social media is TK24S underscore.
Calm.
And I think I'm gonna make another account for at least a few other things. So I think I might make at least two more, but that'll be in the future, innit? Maybe in about 2, 3 weeks, something like that. But I think the first one I'm gonna make my art. But for now, that's what I'm using.
Nice. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, guys, go follow him on Instagram. Link's gonna be in the description. And yeah, it's amazing. Another episode of the TED Talks. Blessings. We'll see you guys later.